Greetings from Snake Mountain Boat Works on Tuesday, November 5, 2024, Election Day. If you haven't voted, go do it. Never want to give up our votes. We're doing an update today on our 1950 Chris Craft U22. Remember, this is the mahogany version, the mahogany model, the upscale model. And Rick's been focusing most recently still on the bottom, and he'll tell you about having replaced every single fastener from the chine to the keel. In fact, you can see him winking at you on the screen. Rick, take it over.
Well, first thing I did was I changed all the fasteners, which are the screws here on the bolt. Everywhere there was a screw, I changed it out. And of course, when you rechange them out, you got to take and plug them again with toothpicks and glue. And then when I finished that, I gave her a coat of paint and then started replacing all the bolts. And as you can see, every bolt, wherever you can see a bolt, down through here, comes out down in here. These are all new bolts here. Bolts here, everywhere's all the way down through.
Release the keel as well, right?
Yes, and I released the keel, cleaned it all up, CPES'd it, put it back down with 5200 and new bolts. So it is solid, and it is the straightest keel I have seen come through here.
Well, let's take a look. Oh, yeah.
As straight as a whistle.
That's such a beautiful perspective of the bottom of these wooden boats, to stand right at the bow and gaze towards the stern. Really kind of poetic. So what are you doing now, Rick?
Right now I'm getting ready to do the battens. Of course, on the bolts, back to the bolts, you know, there's all different kinds of sizes and stuff. We had to go down through the stringers too, so you can see some of these are very long.
Well, right up, were 9.5 inches.
9.5 inches long, yeah. Right. And those, believe it or not, were the hardest to do.
The long ones?
Yeah, very hard to do.
What was hardest to get the old ones out?
Get them out, yeah. You have to kind of use blocks and block it up and keep pulling it out. And before you do that, you take a punch and drive it up as far as you can.
Right. And
then you just have to keep working it up until you get the whole bolt out.
Did many of them break, Rick?
Just a few.
Just a few?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get most of them out without breaking them, because it's more of a process when they get broke.
But they're, for the most part, showed their age, right?
Yeah, they're very.
This is the right thing to do. I understand that I'm suggesting people suffer through a huge expense in silicon bronze fasteners and hours and hours and hours and hours. But if you have a 74-year-old boat with 74-year-old fasteners, it is time to swap out all those fasteners. You'll do both yourself and your boat a huge favor if you do. Now let's go back to these battens. Yeah,
these were the original battens. As you can see, they were worth saving. I mean, and it keeps the originality of the boat. I went through and toothpicked them all, shaved them all down, CPES'd it all, and then repainted it. And these will go in just like this, with a little bit of space in between for water. So when you get a little bit of water in the boat from
the bilge,
yeah, it'll drain through. And those will all get fastened to the inner skin, which I'll be starting next, because I've got the inner skin pieces are over on those planks there.
Right.
And those are all done and ready to put on. So that's my next step.
I can't wait to see the skin going on. So that's our update on Election Day 2024 on our 1950 22-foot Chris Craft U22. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now from Snake Mountain Boat Works.